All right, so we here, Ultimate Blerds at Render
We are
ATL.
Render. We made it. The hard work
Render
paid
ATL
off.
is amazing. We
Thanks
made
to you.
It. We
Thanks to
in
you.
the mix right now. But we had to get on some hot takes because we sitting around just looking around, all the wonderful people, seeing their faces,
Yeah.
everybody walking around talking about tech.
Season 2 is the year of Recruit Zero hot takes.
Yes, I got some things.
Season 1 was on me.
Right now,
Yeah.
what we talking about is video game prices is ridiculous, bruh.
And it's not.
It's
and I'm surprised.
It's ridiculous.
Okay.
We just saw somebody with the Switch 2
Okay, yeah, we
with
did.
the new Mario Kart, and
Okay.
Mario Kart is $80.
All right.
And it looks the same as
What is your problem? $80?
For Mario Kart. If it was GTA 6, I'll pay $80 for it. Mario Kart, I'm sorry. Love the Mario, love the Nintendo, y'all doing it big, but I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart.
Why wouldn't you pay $80?
Because it's Mario Kart, dog. It's functionally the same game.
Did you play Chrono Trigger back in the day?
Chrono Trigger?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
It was $89.99.
I didn't buy it. I played it.
It was $89.99. It was $89.99.
What's that mean?
It means prices have always been expensive.
That's not every game, and Chrono Trigger is a very in-depth
You don't
game.
think the price should go up for games? I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm all for cheap, but
$80 for Mario Kart?
it's Nintendo.
What that mean?
What if every Nintendo game is $80?
Well, I don't have a Switch, so if y'all trying to pay that, that's cool.
You go steal?
I don't play the Switch.
Okay. All right. How much would you pay for a PlayStation game? What's the top? If it's not Grand Theft Auto, top price.
Grand Theft Auto is the only game I would pay $80 for.
Every other game needs $60.
Every other game, I'm good around $50, $60.
Did you pay like $70 for God of War?
No.
Okay. All right, so I have a thing. I think that the rental service that we pay for, i.e. Game Pass and PlayStation, has cheapened what we spend.
I mean, I feel that. Like, I definitely understand development costs are going up, all that, et cetera, but to me, it's still like, you have to, it's not just, oh, we're paying more to develop, so pay us more. You gotta make a point. You gotta make the case for your higher price. Like, if you giving me, if you charging me $80 for NBA 2K, that's the same game from last year, no.
So what would have to change?
The innovation.
Oh, like what?
Anything. You see NBA 2K every year, the trailer is LeBron's sweat is more realistic.
I know, but I think this is a good conversation because we always balk at the price, right? And there are good reasons why we should. Right. But I think also what is our ask? I think so often we talk about why we don't like something, and we never talk about what would make us do something. Right?
What would make me pay the higher price is the innovation. I've never had
an innovation.
Bro, it's obvious. You know developers that are stretching the boundaries of the gaming system. Nobody complains about Rockstar.
But like what?
Red Dead Redemption. Nobody complains
about
Grand Theft Auto.
Okay.
Nobody complains.
Okay, I'll give you an example. If AI, right? Generative AI somehow found a way to be AI in the game, right? And now characters really respond to how you do things.
Right.
Would you consider that an innovation?
If it makes sense in the gameplay flow, sure.
I'm just saying, if you had smarter AI characters, right?
That is part of the innovation.
That would be innovation.
When you have
what about graphics?
When you have open world games where everything's dead, and like nobody talks, there's no traffic or anything. Then you go to Grand Theft Auto where you walk by a pedestrian, they talk to you with multiple lines, all that stuff. That is innovation.
Okay, what about graphics? Is there something in graphics that
I feel like graphics is getting to near their limitation now. There's only so much photorealism you can do. So I could understand if that boundary isn't breached every time, but there are other gameplay gameplay loops that can be innovated and improved that they're not doing?
I think that's a good point, though. Because like when you think about what people ask about, it's always the graphics.
Right.
Right? And I think that you raised a good point. Graphics aren't enough.
Right.
Right? Like that's dead.
Exactly.
Like you can no longer lean on so we as a community are saying you can't charge me more money for better graphics.
Right.
Because they're as good as we want them to be right now. We're straight on them. But what we will pay more money for is innovation in the interactivity of the game. So I'll pay if I don't hear the same line every time I roll up on someone. Like if I'm playing an RPG, I keep going back to the merchant, to buy something.
And it says, "Oh, welcome."
Yeah, God's be praised. You know what I'm saying? Every time Yorlin Greymane tells me God's be praised. Every time, he never says anything different.
Exactly.
But if he said something different every time I saw him,
that's the innovation.
That's the innovation.
The gameplay loops, things like, because you have NBA 2K, you have Madden. I've had people see me playing those games and think a game was on. So graphics are pretty much matching real life, unless you look super close.
Yeah.
Where people complain is the gameplay mechanics are not changing or getting worse year to year. If you match, if you stop worrying about the graphics, fix the gameplay loops, fix the gameplay mechanics, people will be way more likely to be like, "Oh, this is a cool new mechanic."
Would you be cool if they brought the tiers back? Right? Because we used to have tiers. It was like AA game, single A game,
For sure.
and then like the AAA game was the studio.
I mean, that's what they need to do to keep the gaming industry alive. Because now every studio has to go for a tentpole game, and if they fail, they close. Like we see plenty studios. Oh, we tried something and it didn't work, and now we're getting acquired or going into bankruptcy. So you need the tiers, just like the movie industry needs indie films and huge blockbusters. Gaming needs indie, mid-level, and those AAA games, so that you have the diversity and you're not spending $1 billion on a game every time you need to make a release.
What would you price the tiers?
I mean, it depends. Some games, I'm sure, I see indie PC games as like $5.99, $20. Then you got the AAA games that'll be $69.99, and then they'll have the exclusive steel box edition for like $130 with the pre-order.
I know someone who paid a pretty penny for the Starfield so he could get the watch.
Right, exactly.
The game was a bust, but I mean, you know.
So it's like, I think tiers is a wonderful way to kind of lessen the strain on the studios, let them put lower development costs into some games and recoup their money. So everything's not dependent on, if we don't make this game with microtransactions, we're not gonna survive.
I played the latest Prince of Persia. It came out a couple years ago. I gotta look it up what the game was, but I think that was like a mid-tier game.
Right.
Amazing game. I wasn't caring about the graphics. It was a Metroidvania.
Exactly.
If it was $80, would I pay? To your point?
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
And then you see the thing I noticed with indie games or the mid-tier games, they innovate in terms of like, so that they don't have to push their development costs with, making photorealistic graphics. They'll innovate with a cool art style so that they can have less development costs on the graphic side, but still make an impact visually, and then have great gameplay mechanics.
So the super hyper realistic, we'll use Grand Theft Auto, right? The super high realistic, the facial animations, that is a tier where we can start getting the 60.
I mean, it's gonna have to be, because it takes more, development costs for that. But at the same time, you still gotta justify it with the games, because I'm not playing a slideshow. I need the gameplay mechanics to be good. You can't just make it look really good and then it's a trash game to play.
So what would be the most you would pay for Grand Theft Auto?
$80, probably. Or I'll just have to wait till they go on sale.
What if they charge 100?
I'll wait till they go on sale. They're gonna go on sale eventually.
Okay. So 80 is the cap.
For me, like I ain't a pro gamer.
Have you ever bought one of the bundles? Like when they sell like those special edition bundles?
Never.
Okay, here's my thing about when they charge a lot of money, which I'm not necessarily against, because I understand business and I understand what it takes and just where the development cost is right now. But back in the day, we used to get a booklet with artwork and like stories sometimes and all types of stuff. We got a physical copy. We got, a box. We got box art. So
now you getting a box with a paper slip in it with a QR code for you to download the game.
Now
like with third-party Nintendo games, in the case, all you get is a piece of paper with a QR code.
Part of why digital was supposed to make sense was supposed to, in some ways, cheapen things because you're not making books. You're not making physical copies. You don't need Best Buy to carry.
But they don't even make the content. They like if you didn't give me all that, but I could go online and see it, that'd still be cool.
It takes nothing to drop a trailer now.
Right. But all I'm getting is a QR code, and that's it. Like, I want some game art. I want to see something behind. Then you wonder why people are just, it's such a throwaway culture with games, because you didn't make them invest in the game. So
final question.
You
won't pay $80 for Mario Kart.
No.
How much would you pay for Mario Kart?
It's Mario Kart. They're like $40 for that trade. What? Like I said, I don't own a Switch because I'm not paying them. Nintendo's always been like the cool party console. I'm not paying stupid money for that.
40 for the cart.
40 for Mario Kart.
And that's being generous.
Yes.
Okay, so you really could do like 35?
$35.99 maybe.
All right, what about a new Mario?
Bro, Nintendo not getting bread out of me like that.
How much would you pay for a new Mario? Now I'm just curious.
$40. Nintendo got a cap to me.
At a $40 cap.
Nintendo got a cap. They purposely are. They're on purpose not doing crazy graphics.
Oh wait. Zelda Breath of the Wild, people loved it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody says it's a great game.
Yeah.
40. A 40 piece nugget.
40. I got 40 on it. That's it.
How much would you pay for the Switch 2? This is just funny.
I'm not paying nothing for the Switch 2.
Okay.
I have a PS5.
I gave you money for a Switch 2, right?
Right.
I'm like,
how much does it cost? I don't even know how much it costs.
Let's look it up right now. I think it's 40.
For what?
450.
400?
Yeah.
Nintendo, I hate to tell you, brother, you're bugging.
You wouldn't pay that much?
No.
How much would you pay for a Switch 2?
I can get a PS5 for $400.
How much would you pay for a Switch 2?
$299.
Damn. $299?
Bro.
All right,
what about not like that.
Okay, would you buy one of the like gaming head? So Microsoft got with who they get with? Is it Asus? With the ROG Ally? They have an Xbox one coming out now. How much would you pay for that? It plays Xbox, plays Steam, plays all the stores, Epic.
Me personally, I got one of those emulator Game Boys with like 5,000 games on it.
So you bought the Soulja Boy console.
That's great for me.
You bought the Soulja Boy console.
No.
It's the same thing.
No.
It's the same thing.
That for me is cool.
It's $450.
Like if I want the big amazing graphic, I'm gonna turn on my PS5. Like carrying a Switch with me that's like carrying a iPad Pro, bro. That thing is huge. Nintendo, no. But yeah. I think there's a lot to say on game prices, but that's my hot take on this. So
your hot take is you think Nintendo's overpriced, overvalued,
overpriced,
too expensive.
They doing their thing, but
all right, when they light you up in the comments over this one,
yes,
I'll be there to defend you a little bit, but you might be on your own on this one.
We gonna see. So yeah, we'll see what they say. I mean, I'm PS5 Sony gang all day, so.
Gang, I guess. I own them all. Bum.
Well, see, you're their core customer because I'm not doing that. For Mario Kart, the same thing for the past 6 times.
Okay, we'll do an episode where I bring a Switch 2 in and you review it.
That's on your wallet.
That's fine. I'm gonna play the games. Well,
I'll bring the PS5.
Let us know what you think. Flame them up if you want to.
Drop it in the comments. We'll see you later.
Peace.